Hey y'all, it is Shawnti Refuge, Master Certified Mental Health Coach, speaker, author of the best-selling book Quiet is Kept, and your journaling plug. Every day, every weekday, let me clarify that every weekday this month, Monday through Friday, I am going to show up right here for Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm going to be talking about what it really looks like to prioritize your peace, especially when you're parenting through pain, burnout, or survival mode. So today's question is one I had to wrestle with myself. What does it even mean to parent myself first when I'm used to putting everyone else ahead of me? We're going to unpack that today. So, when I say parenting myself first, I'm not just talking about bubble baths or journaling once in a while. I'm talking about reparenting, learning how to meet your emotional needs that were never met when you were growing up. Parenting yourself means setting boundaries even when they disappoint others, feeding yourself nourishing words, not criticism, taking care of your inner child, your inner critic, and your inner cheerleader all at the same time. So, this is not surface level self care, this is soul care. And if no one taught you how to be cared for gently, you now have to teach yourself. So, I remember when I first said no to something that would have pleased everybody else but would have crushed me. I would always feel like I had to say yes to anything my mama would ask me. I don't care if I wanted to do it or not, I would say yes to it. But while I was saying yes to her, I was saying no to myself. And, I had this mentality that, that's your mama. You can't tell your mama no. And so I just did it. But the more I did it, the more resentful I became. And, it took my wife, Angela, to tell me, okay, why do you keep saying yes to everything she asks for? You could tell her no sometimes. It's not gonna kill you to say no. And I'm like, yes, it is gonna kill me. I can't tell my mama no, that's my mama. But she was right though. So, it when it came for that time for me to say no to something she asked me for, I said no. But when we got off the phone, baby, I cried. I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to hell. I didn't tell my mama no. Oh Lord, my mama gonna die because I didn't tell her no." And I was just being dramatic. And guess what? She's still here. She lived after I told her no. So, after I cried and had my anxiety attack, I, took my deep breaths and I realized that wasn't so bad. It's okay to say no. And those no's became more frequent. And then I just kept saying no, no, you know. And I had to think about, me. I was a type that rarely asked for anything from anybody because I didn't want to hear the word no. But, that's a whole nother episode. We'll talk about that later. But me saying no to her, I don't even remember what she asked for, but I said no to it. But me saying no to her meant me saying yes to myself. And I was like, okay. And when I had this anxiety attack and cried, it wasn't because I regretted it. It was because it was the first time I gave myself what I needed instead of what someone else expected. And that was my first act of parenting me. And that changed everything because, baby, them no's start coming. Nope, 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 nope. And, there you have it. I mean, I don't say no to everything, but I don't say yes to everything either. So let's pause right here. And I need you to ask yourself this. What's one area where I've abandoned myself to avoid disappointing others? And then what would it look like to show up for me instead? Because the truth is, if you've been parenting everybody else while ignoring your own wounds, that's not love. That is survival. And you don't have to live in survival mode forever. So here is your journaling prompt for today. If I were parenting myself with love, what's one thing I would start doing? And what's one thing I would stop tolerating? And when you answer these prompts, write them from the heart and let that pen tell the truth. We can answer a question aloud all day long and it's fine. But I'm telling you, when you take that pen and put it to the paper and start writing down your answer, a whole bunch of stuff going to come out you didn't even know was there. And that's the beauty of the healing process. That's the beauty of journaling. So if you are ready to dig deeper in this work, I have the tools for you. I have Guided Journaling 101, which is my self-paced course to teach you how to get into guided journaling. I have a collection of guided journals with different topics for whatever issue you want to work on or improve. I have my Mothering in the Dark support group. We meet weekly on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and this is where we talk about these struggles with no shame, no judgment, no criticism. And for those of you who want personalized support, I offer one-on-one coaching to help you unpack, reset, and rise. I just want you to know you're not alone in this, and I've walked it, and I will walk it with you. So parenting yourself is a radical act of healing. It's you saying, I matter. My needs matter. My wholeness is not optional because it's not. All right. So see you next time. And until then, be gentle with yourself. You deserve nothing less. And if this spoke to your spirit, I need you to drop a comment. I need you to subscribe and share this video with someone who needs it. Until next time.